was reading this annual report from the World Economic Forum where they were describing that the world is seeing a new crisis, and that crisis is the debt crisis. That we are heading for a debt crisis globally, and outlined many wonderful things. I was reading the report. I didn't read it all, and right now I searched. I was made to search that how much debt is in America. How much debt does that America has? And the result came as for January 2026 that the United States total gross national debt is about $38.43 trillion. 38.43 trillion of debt, and America is worried about national security, trying to occupy Greenland, Venezuela, try to fund genocide, destabilize other continents. And why doesn't America care about its own country, its own people? What's happening in America, inside the boundaries of America, the crimes done by the ICE, Immigration and Custom Department, where I think as for now, when I'm recording this video, ICE has literally killed two people in the name of immigration and custom searches. One was a mother of three children, and the other was this nurse in Minnesota. In Minnesota only. You're so worried about immigration. You're so worried about national security. You're so worried about Russia, China, BRICS, and very much worried about your friend Israel. Israel, quote unquote, Israel, that we have to protect the world from massive corruption. And now I have heard that America is also threatening Iran that if you try to target the protesters, we will invade. That's what you are doing all your history, in the modern history. That's all of the thing America is doing. And what about this? $38.43 trillion. Who's gonna pay? Who's gonna pay that? And what measures have the American government taken to fulfill this? You can go on the chat GPT and just type in how much debt is in America, and it has given me a breakdown of U.S. national debt 2026 January. The total gross national debt is 38.4 trillion, 43 trillions, of which the debt held by the public, the citizens of America, not the government of America, the citizens of America, is $30.81 trillion. The people of America, my fellow Americans, in humanity, of course, Americans are my brothers in humanity. I don't consider Americans as criminals, because American government is one thing and American people are other thing. So don't equalize them all. $30.81 trillion. That's the debt the people of America is holding. That's how much debt the people of America are in, from their mortgages through their car loans and all kind of stuffs. Their credit card, student loan, payday, and I don't know whatever. And then it has intra-government debt, 7.62 trillions. Increase in past year, 2.25 trillions. Debt per household. Listen to this. Debt per household. How much debt is one household on an average? It's $285,127,000. That's an average share if divided across US household. That means every single household in America, averaging the total gross debt, every single household in America is $285,127 in debt. An average interest rate is 3.3636%. Who's going to solve this? This mess. This mess which American government has put, this mess which the bankers have put, this mess which the interest banking system has put. The banks which pay on interest, where risk is not shared by everyone, where just the investors, the banks, they give on loans to people and they don't care about the profit or loss, what people are going through, what businesses are going through, what companies are going through. They don't care about any of that. They just want their money back with profit. I mean, just look at the numbers, man. 38.43 gross debt. 38.43 trillions, of course. And the debt held by public is $30.81 trillion. And you are worried about Israel, Ukraine, Greenland, Venezuela, Iran, Russia, China. What about this? Horrifying. Horrifying. Literally horrifying. I wasn't expecting this. Yeah, I was thinking, I was anticipating some couple of billions of dollars in debt, but I wasn't expecting 30, almost $30 trillion in debt. Horrifying. No wonder why people have to take credit card loans to just survive. No wonder why people are not able to pay their medical bills. No wonder why people are not able to buy homes. There's a housing crisis in America. If this is the condition of any country, you'll call it a disaster. I will call it a disaster. And let me check how much does the government of America is spending on their military, trying to maintain peace around the world. Yeah, very peaceful, peace-selling country. Let me see. USA budget for 2026. USA budget for 2026. The results are the US federal budget for fiscal year 2026, October 1, 2025 to September 30, 2026 totals about 6.1 trillion with major spending focused on defense, social security, medical care and medical aid and interest payment on debt. The budget was submitted by President Donald Trump to the 219th Congress and passed after the government shut down at the start of fiscal year. So the total budget this year is $6.1 trillion. Let me see the total budget of the medical care. Yes, total budget of medical care. 1.9 trillion dollars. Yeah, killing people is more important than saving people. The US federal budget for healthcare in 2026 is about $1.9 trillion. Like I said, killing people is more important than saving people. and not saving the whole people, saving their own very people, the taxpayers' money in America. This is what the budget is allocated, $1.9 trillion. Medical care, 1 trillion. Medicaid and some CHIP, 800 billions. ACA subsidiaries and marketplace support, 100 billions. Dysentery's health program, HHS, 130 billion. Total federal healthcare spending, 1.9 trillion. It's about 31% of the entire US budget. The reports, the reports which are coming to us of what ICE is doing in America, first, especially in Minnesota, I don't know what's happening in Minnesota. First, they killed a woman who was not even a threat to anyone. And the president of America, I uploaded this story on my Instagram where there were a few journalists who were having conversation with Trump, and Trump saying that the woman was being means the woman who was killed was trying to run over the officer, and then a woman came. She showed the laptop and video. Clearly, it was clearly everyone was able to see that the woman was not trying to run over any officer. And then they killed a nurse yesterday or a few days ago, in Minnesota only. America is not. I don't think America is very far from having a civil war. I really don't think America is very far from having a civil war, and I don't even think that where American government will use the very own F-530, their F-35, whatever jets they are, to for against its own people. It's not far away that American government will start bombing their own people. Yeah, where you will see airstrikes within America from the American government only. Not far away. Not far away. And whoever, and of course, their classic, justification for doing all of this. Oh, we are protecting the world against the terrorists. Yeah, they're protecting the world against terrorists while funding the terrorist. Netanyahu. Wow. Okay. The Israeli government, of course. And people, and I was listening to one of my teacher, Dr. Yasser, and he told that I didn't knew about this, that the majority of the Jewish population living outside Israel are in New York, and 30% of that population, the Jewish population, voted for Zohran, portraying that Jewish people are fed up of these propaganda themselves. And if you follow the news from within Israel, you'll be able to see that there are protests going on every other. Israel has protests from against its own people to stop this war, to stop this genocide. Not a conflict. It's not a war. It's called genocide. And if you don't have the guts to say that, then remain silent. And speaking to everyone else who says that it's a war or a conflict, of course. So why did I bring this topic? As you people might know that I am discussing the principles of Islamic finance, and I was trying to learn about one principle in Islamic finance, which is sharing the risk. And this came, I was studying for this topic only, where Allah says in the Quran, in ayah 7 of Surah 90, sorry, 59, it's a part of the ayah, not the complete ayah, so that so that wealth may not merely circulate between the rich among you. That, and the principle that was extracted from this ayah was the risk should be shared with everyone. It's not that just the poor people, just the weak people in society bear all the risk, and the elite one, top 1% enjoy their profit. Just see, that's why that's why I was made to see the total debt of America. The banks get the bailouts. The investors, their money is secured. The governments, they don't really care. Who is the one getting crushed? The normal people. The normal people, the taxpayer. These banks will get a bailout like they got in 2008. The financial crisis of 2008, when they literally, so I think majority of you might know what happened in 2008. If not, let me give you a small introduction. Banks gave out risky loans but transfer all the burden to household. Banks were lending loans to everyone, and then when people and then they they were lending money. The banks were lending money, but they were of course they were not responsible for the risk. Now when enough people weren't able to pay back their mortgage or their mortgages, the collapse happened. It's a simple overview of what happened in 2008. So this principle that was extracted from the ayah, so that the wealth may not circulate between among the rich only. The principle is we have to share risk. We cannot put all of the burden of all the burden, all the risk on few people and enjoy all the profit and money without even doing anything. All these banks which you see, which lends you the money, they don't care about what you're going through in your life. They don't care what your company is doing, how your startup is doing, how your entrepreneurial journey is going. Of course, I wasn't able to say that word clearly. How your journey is going, what kind of problems are you having? They don't care about any of those. They want their money back with profit. They want their money back with profit. They don't care what you're going through. And if they don't get the money, they'll take away your house, they'll take away your cars, like they always do. This is the principle that Allah says this is not allowed. You cannot be doing that. You have to share the risk. Both parties have to share this risk, the lenders and the borrowers. That's why Allah prohibited interest, usury in Quran. And Allah Allah says it explicitly. Allah says this in the Quran. Allah and His Messenger, alayhi salatu wassalam, are with war against such people who consume riba, interest, usury. This interest, this usury, this this kind of financial system is literally destroying the world. It's literally destroying the world. See what happened in 2008, the financial crisis. See what happened in Europe, uh, in Greece, in 2010 to 2015, when Greece took a lot of loans and then it wasn't able to pay back the loans. Where did the burden go? It went on to the very people, the taxpayer, the normal people like you and me. See what happened during COVID 19. And even what's the latest report says that what we are experiencing right now. I missed that page. Where did it go? The latest report suggests that right now also we are having a crisis, and they named it as a debt crisis. Globally, weak countries. The report suggests that the weak countries like Ghana, Zambia, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Egypt, these are suffering with heavy debts. But is it? Is it American people are immune? They don't have to pay the debts. Who's gonna pay the $30 trillion? Donald Trump will. For you, I don't think so. Do you? The Quran warns against exactly this kind of imbalance. It tells us wealth should circulate and risk should be shared. When one side is guaranteed profit, while the other side shoulders all the burden, collapse is inevitable. The banks get bailouts, like I said, the investor, their money is safe, the governments, they don't really care, and the normal people are suffering, literally choking with these heavy debts, mortgages, credit card debts, student loan. I mean, people are starting their career by going into debts. Student loan, you can't give scholarship to your own people. How many scholarship are we going to give? There are so many people. You're very interested in killing people globally. You're very interested in funding genocide, and you don't have the money to give a scholarship to your very own people. You can go and kill people around the globe, but you can't give money for the education of your own people. Shut up, American government. Enough. Enough. Nonsense. Your nonsense has been so piled up that literally I think the very American people must be fed up from you people. I'm talking to American government right now, and I know that they are not going to, uh, mostly they are not going to listen to this video. But if any Americans are, are listening to this video, see, I'm not against American people. I love America. I love New York. But there is a point where you people have to rise up and you have to wake up. And you have done that. America has done that, and America has shown that America rise against corruption when the genocide was happening in Gaza. American people stood up, and I'm proud of every American who stood up against the genocide, and I thank you for that. Thank you, every single person who stood up against their governments for the people of Gaza. Thank you. Thank you. If only we follow the Quran, this world will change. Imagine a world without interest. Just imagine a world. Let me just let me let me give my GPT a prompt. Imagine a world without interest. Usually. Let's see what the GPT gives me. I don't use ChatGPT, I use Copilot. A world without interest. Finance and banking. No guaranteed profit for lenders. Partnership models where people will collaborate. In the starting of this video, what did I say? The Economic Forum report, the annual report, what was the solution they gave? Collaboration, not competition. People have to collaborate with each other. And it's literally, I'm not faking it or I'm not making it. See my GPT if you can see. I don't think you can see it. Or it's reflecting. Let me read it for you. Partnership models. People will have to partner with each other. That means collaboration. Everyday life. How will everyday life affect affordable homes? People can afford homes. They don't have to go to mortgages. No debt traps. Community support. Global economy. Stability. Fair trade. Resilience. The Quran prohibits riba because it guarantees profit. This is what the GPT told me. Listen to this. The Quran prohibits riba because it guarantees profit for one side while focusing risk entirely on the other. Instead, it calls for justice, fairness, and risk sharing. In a world without interest, finance would align with with these principles, protecting the vulnerable and ensuring wealth circulation. I think the GPT is more intelligent than your government and my government, of course. You know what's destroying the world right now? This banking system of interest. I heard, I heard, I heard. I think a year or 2 year ago, there was a big businessman. There was this big businessman. There's a big market nearby my home, and this guy had a shop, and then he committed suicide. What happened? He took the loan from the bank, and the interest kept piling up, kept piling up, kept piling up, and interest got so much that that person committed suicide. What do you think happened to his family? If he has children, what happened? What about those children? Is this the banks helping society or enjoying the exploiting the society? There's so many people around the globe, who commit suicide because of debts, who commit crimes because of debts. So many crimes are committed around the globe because of the debts, because of these debts. We have to bring a change in society. And it's we. It's me and it's you. Don't say that someone has to do something. No. Say that I have to do something. Don't put the burden on someone else. We have to carry the burden. I have to carry the burden. And the first step in creating a civilization is education. First, we have to get educated. We have to learn the principles of Quran. We have to learn the principles of Quran. I say that again, we have to learn the principles about Quran. When Quran talks about risk sharing, the Quran doesn't just talk about protecting Muslims. Quran talks about protecting humanity. Quran is not limited to Muslims. Quran is for all of the humanity. These principles which I'm sharing, trying to share in this series, are not just for Muslims, and Muslims are not only the ones who are going to benefit from these principles. We have to unite against the corruption globally. I I I I don't call for nationalism. I call for global unity. I call for global unity. That people, that whole world stands with oneness. What color, what race, what gender, just because this person looks like this, just because he's from that race, this race, and of course racism is not only in America. It's in my country also, India, Pakistan, where people are very worried about the caste system. We have to get over this. Get over your bad practices in culture and unite, and we have to carry the burden. There's no someone has to do something. No someone is going to come for you and me. If we are not willing to change ourselves, we are not willing to put in efforts to make a change for our future generation, what makes you think why would anyone else care about us? If they care, it's their greatness. But what about you and me? I'm not worried about myself, my children, my family, my parents, my siblings, my nieces. The whole purpose of this video was this only. I was trying to discuss this principle of risk sharing, where Allah says risk should be shared equally by everyone. And I showed you when risk is not being shared by everyone, what happens?